The great Lomas Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
I
One of
got
our
Big
favorites.
Long.
Haven't
The
talked
big
to this
fella.
guy in
Big
quite
Long.
a bit.
The big
but there
fella.
he is.
Okay. Let me square it up. Wait, is that me?
Oh, square it up, Lo.
There you
There you
go.
this guy.
How you doing, Lo?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Hey, look, especially after that butt whipping we put on Dallas, I'm feeling good about myself.
Let me start there. Let me
Yeah.
start there, Lomas, because you're in the booth. You're in Dallas. It's a place the Lions haven't won in forever. They haven't beaten the Cowboys since 2013, and they're absolutely trucking the Cowboys. And I mean, they got Dan Skipper lined up over here. They got hook and ladders to Penei Sewell. It was just incredible. What was your take on that game? And we'll get to the Hutchinson, but first the good.
Hey, look, it wasn't just my take. I think every alumni, all the way back since the 30s, if they're still around, they felt that one. I mean, It felt like the guys were fighting for all the past years, all the atrocities that happened in Dallas to us, all the illegal things they did, like picking up flags and ineligible receivers and just everything that's gone on throughout the years with the Dallas Cowboys. It just felt like we got it all off our chest at one time, and it was great. It was great for us to go in there and win a game that we were supposed to win like that. Dallas was a beat-up team. We knew we had a far superior team than they had, and we went in and did what we were supposed to do. So I'm proud of the guys.
Big fella, always good to talk
Yes,
to you,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
brother.
shout out! Tomorrow I'll be able to join you in the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame. I know you went in 2013. I'm going in tomorrow night, man. So you and I will be a part of another brotherhood.
Well, you know I'm gonna serenade you, my brother, because we'll be there. So you
Yes,
know
sir.
the big fella's gonna serenade you. I
Appreciate you, my guy. Look, there's a lot to talk about in that game, man, but there's also more to talk about, so I'll spare you that. Just ask about one player. Just talk about the emergence of Brian Branch, man. Maz has been talking about him since he didn't get drafted on day one, and he came back day two, and he was ready, and he was looking at the fans and excited to be here. Just talking about him taking off. It looks like he's finally found his form.
Yes, he has, Braylon. And, every time we do a broadcast, you know how they say, where's Waldo?
Yeah.
I say, where's Brian Branch?
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, man, they can line him up anywhere.
Anywhere.
I seen him, Braylon, the end of the line of scrimmage. I seen him in the linebacker box. Of course, we know he's back there at the safety position. He could cover slots. He could cover. I think he's just as good enough to maybe even cover your number one, number two wide receiver.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, and then comes up and lays the wood. So he's almost kind of like our Benny Blades, just a more talented Benny Blades for us, a guy that just sets the tempo and really just makes this team go. So I'm so proud of Brian, what he's able to do. And think about it, Braylon. He's just in his second year. So this dude is only going to get better and better and better.
You ain't lying.
Hey, Lo, I got something for you. On Sunday, I'm walking around my house like a rooster. I'm like crowing. I'm like, oh, revenge. Oh, my God. I was feeling so good after the Tigers sucked the life out of me on Saturday. The Lions gave it back to me. And then came Hutch's injury. And I swear, as a fan, I'm not over it. I don't know how you guys felt about it and how you look back at your career and something like that happened in your career as well. How was it, and where do they go from here?
So first of all, I'll say this: I'm proud of the guys for bouncing back, because, and it's not in the same vein. So I don't want people to take this the same way. But when Mike Utley went down in 1991 during the game, and he was down for a long time. Not probably a little longer than Hutch was down. But Braylon knows, man, when you're there and you lose a comrade like that, you lose one of your own like that to a devastating injury. I mean, it kind of makes you think about things for a little bit. I mean, we have to clear our minds. We got to get back to the game at hand. But it makes you think. It gives you a moment to pause.
It's an eerie period.
How brutal. Yeah, absolutely, Braylon, because we know how brutal this game is. And one injury could end your career. Hell, one injury could kill you out there on that field. So, just the respect that I think every NFL player, every guy that's ever played the game, that what they deserve, just the courage to go out on that field each and every Sunday, Monday, or whatever day and give it your all, knowing that that could be your last play. You could have a devastating injury. So I'm happy the guys were able to bounce back because that's a tough thing to do. Like I say, when you see one of your own go down like that.
Yeah, Lomas, like we know what it is. You sign the dotted line. You know what you're playing. You know the sport. You know what comes with it. But you forget about it. It gets put on the back burner because you don't see it. But in those moments when Hutch goes down, and now you got the other team praying. Now you got your team praying. Now you got Dallas. Even Dallas, unruly fans. Now they're quiet. Now they want peace for Hutch. That's in that moment where you realize you are mortal. Like this can come. This can happen to you. And so I think it's that eerie period where you're like, oh shoot, maybe tread gingerly, but you know us, we're warriors and we're gladiators, man. After about another 5-7 minutes, you get hit one time, you're back locked and loaded.
Yep, you're right. You're absolutely right. So, like I say, I commend those guys for being able to put that behind them and keep their foot on Dallas' neck.
Yeah.
Hey, Lo, what do you think now? As you've been with this team most of your football life,
400 years.
What do you think they do going forward? Do they sign the practice squad guy like they just did in Isaiah Thomas? Is that it? Does James Houston come back into the fold? What do you think this team does going forward?
It's an outside move, a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny you guys brought that up because after the game, me and James walked to the bus and we had a long discussion. I was talking to him just about the same thing. And what he told me, he was like, he was sad that this happened, but he was looking at it as an opportunity. And that's how, that's how you have to do.
Yep.
You got to be able, and it sounds cold to people that hadn't played that game, but Braylon knows this game gonna keep moving on with or without us. This game is going to continue to go on. Like you say, Braylon, it's somebody else wearing number 75 for the Lions. The same number I had, somebody else is wearing that. So
it's a 17 for the Jets.
Move on. That's right. That's right, bro. So they going to move on, and that's what you have to do as an individual. You got to be able to compartmentalize, and then you got to be able to move on and look at it as an opportunity. And James is looking at it as the right way. This is an opportunity for him to get back in the good graces of the team. And this is an opportunity for him to put his name out there and be able to accomplish some of the goals that he wants to accomplish.
Yeah.
Hey,
go ahead, KG.
Yeah, sorry about that. Hey, Big Long, pleasure to talk to you again, man. And I got to ask you about this Lions offense, which seems to be running at peak efficiency right now. On Sunday, you saw a little bit of everything. The run game was working. J-Mo was working. Laporta was working. They tried to get offensive linemen in the end zone. Everything that you could possibly want from this Lions offense, you got. Is this, should we expect this to be the norm? And what are your takeaways that you're seeing from the offense through 5 games so far?
Yeah, KG, look, long as they establish the run, starting the game like they did, it's
spoken like a true line.
But Braylon,
no, you're right. You're right.
Everything runs off of it, right?
Hell
Play
yeah.
action pass for Jared Goff. If we can't run the ball, Jared can't go back there and play action pass. And to me, I said this before the season started. My MVP, offensive MVP, was David Montgomery. To me, he's the cog that makes that engine go. I mean, I know how important Jared is, and I know we can't have any success without Jared. But I'm almost at the same level with David Montgomery. Even though we have Jahmyr Gibbs, David is the one that makes that engine go. He's the one that helps Jahmyr Gibbs in that running game, too, by getting the party started. So, to me, so much is predicated off the run for the Lions. You have to start right there first. And then, like you say, you can have your big men getting touchdowns. You can line the big fellas out. You could flip the ball to Panay. You could do all those things once you establish the line of scrimmage and establish your dominance over a team like they did with Dallas.
Hey, Lomas, let me ask you. This is the defending NFC North champions. Last couple of years, they have pretty much owned the division. I know they split with a couple of teams last year, but this is the first division game for this team this year. How important is it for the Lions to go into Minnesota, set the tone, and tell the rest of the division, we're still here? Nice try, guys, but we're still here. We own this division.
Yeah, we want to be king of the jungle, and that's what a lion is, right? That's where a lion roams at, in the jungle. So we're going up to Minnesota, and I think we'll take care of business. Now, look, Minnesota, their defense is number 2 versus the run. So we got to test now, because like I just said, we got to be able to establish the run. They're very good against the run, but they're only ranked 27th against the pass. So again, for us, establish the line of scrimmage, but it's going to be important. And to be honest with you, Ryan, I think this is going to be like one of those old black and blue games, one of those old NFC Central games. It's going to be some hitting going on. Somebody going to get hit in the mouth a couple of times during the game. It's going to be one of those type of games, but I do think we have more talent. I think we have the superior talent, and I expect the Lions to go in there and win a tough, close game. Maybe a 3-point game I'm looking at. Maybe
We're more physical.
24 game. Oh, yeah. And they're physical. Look, Braylon, think about Brian Flores. Think about him going up against
Ben Johnson.
Yeah, them guys going
heavyweight
back
fight.
and forth. That's right. And we know they like the blitz too. I think they blitz just as much or maybe more than any team in the league. So you're right. It's going to be a heavyweight fight, and we're going to see who takes the last punch.
I want to ask you about the Lions offense. Just how much in the run game, obviously, absolutely, it's the bread and butter of this offense. But how much of a difference has Jameson Williams made to this offense?
Oh, my goodness, man. Hey, if you just look at some of the play designs, I mean, it's just unbelievable the respect now that these DBs have to give Jameson because of that speed. I mean, if you watch it, and Braylon don't seen it, sometimes you'll see J-Mo and you'll see Amon-Ra on the same side of the field. And then all you see J-Mo do is run a streak route just to clear it out. And then you see Amon-Ra coming underneath once he clears it out. It's just been amazing to see how they work. It's been amazing to see how Ben Johnson kind of put those pieces together and kind of have these plays kind of emulate each other to where a lot of times you really don't know what they're running. A prime example during the game, they ran the same play. It had to be 2 plays apart, but they ran the same play. The only thing they did was just change up the formation. But it was the same exact play they had ran 2 plays earlier. So kudos to Ben Johnson for what he does, how he's able to disguise different things, all the different formations, the motions, all the different things he does pre-snap. Kudos to him and that offense.
You know, the Lions were blowing out the Cowboys this week, and it just did not stop them from all the trick plays. Again, the Dan Skipper lined up to the wide receiver, Penei Sewell, which should have been a touchdown perhaps. Yeah. Tom Brady joked on the broadcast. He was like, I'd keep some of these plays in my back pocket. Do you think Ben Johnson even cares? Do you think they believe in themselves so much that even if it's coming, they can't stop it?
Man, you know what, Ryan? I believe that. I believe he really believes that in his heart. And the other thing, man, I bet he got a playbook full of trick plays. I'm telling you, man, this dude is so creative. And he's not afraid to use anybody. So that's what makes him so dangerous. Like I say, look how he's splitting out linemen. Until Ben Johnson, I don't think I've ever seen a lineman go all the way out past the hashes. But he got guys doing that. He'll bring linemen in motion. I mean, they got so many different things that they're doing. So, yeah, I do believe, Ryan, that he has that utmost confidence in the team, in the offense, that whatever he calls, they're going to be able to run it successfully. But I also believe, man, he got a thick playbook, and he got a whole bunch of plays in there that he hadn't used yet.
And Loam, we seen a couple of extensions recently. Monty last week got extended through 2027, and then yesterday, Aleem McNeil, 4 years, $97 million with 55 guaranteed. Now, at first glance, they may look like a lot of money, but I just want to get your take as to the extensions.
And second glance.
Yeah, right. But if anybody earns it, deserves it, I think it's those two. Can you just give us your take on those extensions?
On which extensions? On the David Montgomery?
Yeah, Montgomery and McNeil.
Yes, man. Again, way to Brad Holmes, way to be ahead of the curve. Way to tie down your important guys. Get them tied down early. Get them tied down now. Man, I think Brad is just doing such a great job. Again, David Montgomery, I'm so happy he'll be here another 2 years because, again, this guy, to me, like I say, is the heartbeat of the offense. And the dancing bear, that's my guy, Aleem McNeil. The big fella's balling up in there, man. I'm telling you, he is balling up in there. I'm telling you, if DJ Reader keeps playing the way he's playing, you watch how Aleem keeps getting better and better as this season goes along. You know what he kind of reminds me of, the defense, Braylon? It's kind of like how they played Warren Sapp and Booger McFarland.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Booger was the guy like
Simeon on the outside.
Eat up those blocks. Yep, eat up those blocks. And then you had Warren Sapp, who's like a lean. Yeah, that 3 technique that's going to penetrate and get upfield on you and everything. So, again, those two guys work great together. All we got to do is keep them healthy. But I'm so happy they're going to be here for a long, long time. And both of those guys deserve the money that they got. Hey, Braylon, I wish I was playing now.
Man,
Come on, bro. The money they getting now. Oh,
these jokers are making some cheese. It's funny you bring up that Buccaneers team. When I played at the Citrus Bowl my freshman year, it was a Monday night game. It was the Steelers versus the Bucks, and this year the Bucks won the Super Bowl. Man, I watched Warren Sapp and Booger McFarland just lean into that Steelers offense. The Steelers had an offensive line with Faneca and all those dudes. Man, it didn't matter. They destroyed them. Man, you're absolutely right with that. That's a good call.
Hey, Loam, thanks so much for the time. I want to leave you with this. Tomorrow, we're very proud of our own Braylon Edwards. He's going into the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame, going to be inducted into the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame. You were inducted in 2013. Any great words for Braylon here as he gives his speech tomorrow night?
Been working on it.
Yeah, man. You know what? This is, I'm older. He calls me It's almost like watching one of my kids, man. I remember Braylon when I first got here. Of course, me and his dad Stan played together and everything, and just to see him grow, not only as an athlete, you know what I'm saying? Just take the athlete part out of him. I'm proud of him as a man, as a community leader. What he does for our kids, what he does in this community, that's what makes him a Michigan Hall of Famer to me, what he does in the community. So I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, nephew. Keep it going.
Appreciate
and the big fella going to take care of you tomorrow night.
Hey, come on, Lomas. I got people watch the show, man. It made me teary-eyed.
That's awesome.
We'll see you tomorrow,
I
Lomas.
appreciate you. Love you, bro.
We'll see you tomorrow, Lomas.
You guys
Thanks, Lom.
take care.
Thanks,
right.
buddy. The great
you,
Lomas
buddy.
Brown, Hall of Famer to everybody around here. Just a Hall of Fame guy.
Can't wait till he goes into Canton.
Oh, man, he is
deservedly
just the
so.
best. We love him so much. That's pretty cool, Bray.